Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 Kaiserreich as Ukraine. Let us continue on from where we last left off. So, we've reached our industrial score of 40 that we needed to not fail the voters. We have secured the Balkans, and hopefully Bulgaria will join our faction. Please join our faction at some point. Aside from that, the Italian campaign is going pretty well. We won one half health infantry, we got a mountaineering division here. Like, this is the weak point. Of course, I can't force the AI to target said weak points. But the way I'm looking at this right now, I can't imagine Italy's going to be too much of a player in the second Weltkrieg when push comes to shove. Currently, I have 51% roll tension. It's 38. Based on how things are going right now, I'm going to say we're probably looking at like an early 1940 second Weltkrieg. I don't think we're going to hit a 39, but we'll see. I'm trying to think, like, this war has, the, Desert War hasn't occurred yet. The Qing-Fetian government war hasn't occurred. And there hasn't been, like, the shelling of Avincourt, or whatever that event is usually in, like, mid-39 that kind of tries to force the war. That also hasn't occurred. So that might lead to, like, getting up to 70%, but that's really about it. I don't think there's anything else major that occurs, unless I'm forgetting something obvious. This past week, famed Russian writer and playwright Mikhail Bulgakov paid a visit to his place of birth, Kiev. Bulgakov reportedly visited her capital to see how the landscape had changed since he had moved to Moscow. After the Great War ended, he greeted new associates and former comrades at Kiev University, and if there was nothing else to be noted of his vacation, that would have been the end of it. However, although his works are quite popular across Russia, they also have stirred up controversy in parts of Ukraine, especially in the West. One of his plays, The Days of the Turbans, tells of a story of a Russian family, the Turbans, in Kiev living through the Ukrainian War of Independence as opposing forces on all sides struggle to take control of the city. Though the play chiefly concerns the difficulty of living in a war-torn city, it also is commentary on Ukrainian nationalism. The Turbans are ethnic Russians, monarchists and adherents of the old order, and Bulgakov's writing is quite sympathetic to the family. Pavlo Zorpensky, though he returned stability to the city, is portrayed negatively for his role in securing Ukrainian independence. Bulgakov's views on the Tsar's era and Ukrainian statehood have by no means remained a secret. During his time in Kiev, he wrote that although he has respect for this new Ukrainian state and its accomplishments, he wishes that the little Russian people would have chosen to live in unity with their greater Russian brothers once again. Though this view is not uncommon among Moscow's political elites, his endorsement of it has put one question forth. If Russia ever decides to strike at Ukraine's independence, who among the Russians would oppose it? Well, thanks for -1 stability, you piece of shit. I needed that stability for something. 53 days for the loan to come in. We're cutting it close. Right now, we're decent and middling. I mean, it could be worse. Doesn't really mean much. Okay, we're currently at high for everybody, which should mean if we do the Ukrainian land fund, for every faction that the URDP has a high influence, we will gain +4 land reform, +4 stability. With 3 current, so we'll get +12 and +12. That is incredible. Very, very happy to see it. Now the right wing is growing, so also cooperative. Excellent. So we're getting extra political power, we're getting extra production efficiency. Things are really on the up and up. This is a great time. 1938. It's never been a better time to be Ukrainian. We got our medium tanks. I do want to start getting those into the production line sooner rather than later. Synthetic oil. I don't think we really need it right now. Anti-aircraft guns. I mean, they're fairly cheap. What do they cost? 4. Artillery is usually, you know, 3.32. These ones are 3.8. We got a little bit of a discount. You know what? Let's go for the infantry equipment here for right now. And let's see, can I get those tanks going? Because right now with the interwar light tank, which is kind of doo-doo. Basic medium. 4 forges, 20. So this would be a cost of 10.98. It's going to have, this is the 3-man turret. Kind of think we can just go for like the 2-man, honestly. Breakthrough 24, 16. It's slower. So it's a 30, it's a 33% increase in breakthrough for 25% more cost. But again, like, we can't afford, and it's also a little slower. Not that really, I think, matters too much. Okay, let's keep 3-man turret. Medium howitzer. So what's on there right now? Just question. It is the medium cannon. 2 breakthrough, -2 breakthrough, better soft attack. What if I just put like a small weapon on it instead? It's cheaper. It's not gonna be as effective. Like, what if we just throw in like a heavy machine gun? Just to lower the price a little bit. Wet ammunition I like for the reliability. Radio is good. I mean, 20% breakthrough, 50% breakthrough, 20% defense for 0.5 is great. More armor. Let's remove you for now. Special modules. What else we have? Because you're just a flat 10%. So right now, that's basically a 1 cost. Which I mean, isn't that bad. More defense. So this would put armor up to 50. This would actually increase defense by quite a bit. Reliability goes down, but reliability already is quite nice. Breakthrough goes up a little bit as well. Let's go with you. And I think we'll keep that as is. Engine armor is at 40. Let's take you down by... How much do you cost? 4-4. Speed of 6. I don't care. Honestly, and like, I think I don't care about speed that much. Yeah, I don't care about speed like at all, actually. Get that down to 0. Basic suspension, I think, is... What's torsion bar? There's more reliability. 79. I mean, I do like the... I think this is fine. I think this seems like an okay tank. Let's go with... These are generic tanks, huh? Okay, we'll go with the best match then. Save that bad boy up. Let's start getting these guys into production. 10%, 5% cheaper cost. Absolutely. I want this above... Where's the other tank? I want this above you. I know we don't have a template for medium tanks yet. We're making 5 light tanks per week. It's not horrible. Of course, they are like World War I. I mean, they're technically not World War I era tanks, but they're not great tanks, unfortunately. Industry, it is mid-38. 204, 204, 204. Let's go for concentrate industry. 3 for now. Even cheaper tanks. I want tanks really to be as cheap as we can possibly get them. Infantry will assign you to green. Are any of our tanks even close to being deployed yet? One of them. We basically need a lot more tanks. We need a lot of stuff just in general, unfortunately. Like, as nice as things have been going for us, I would say, it's like our industry is still pretty, like, we're only at 29 factories. We're at 10 to 20, like, it's still not good. Because what are we still at? We're at 29% consumer goods. We need more industry. 120 days, land reform goes up by 10. What would be, we're at 93 points. 2 civilian factories, 4 industry for 50 points. One of you is 80, right? 81 are usually a little bit better. 2 military factories and 20 steel. Yes, we'll go with you for now. You're going to give us an extra 50. That 50 will allow us to go for another industry tech. We're probably going to sit at about middling, would be my guess for now. I mean, actually, we're going to get plus 12 on land reform. Land reform is actually going to be, like, quite nice. And we also get negative 10% consumer goods. Poland has joined a new Bund. Oh, actually, I should look at the Galicia negotiations. When we have 40 political power, we can negotiate with for Galicia. Zeppelin Station in Sevastopol? With the work on the resorts in Sevastopol well underway, the planning committee in charge of overseeing the works has recently begun a debate on a rather interesting idea. The establishment of a Zeppelin station as part of the resort's new infrastructure. The Zeppelin is perhaps one of the world's most unique methods of transportation, and during the interwar period, commercial Zeppelin usage underwent something of a golden age. I will tell you right now, I don't think it's got much of a future. Absolutely not. I mean, a level 2 airbase? What do you got now? Level 3? Or, I mean, think it's 1 industrial point. Give me the level 2 airbase. 1 industry point I can't imagine is going to make or break us. We're going to use this money from Germany. Hey, Tintin. I like Tintin. We're going to use this loan from Germany to maybe buy Galicia. We'll kind of see how that goes. Greece has joined with the Internationale. Unfortunate. Bulgaria, I would really like you to join the Reichspakt. An alliance between equals. There's much to be desired about a relationship with Germany and Middle Europa. Instead of vehemently opposing European cooperation like the stubborn radicals do, we should instead aim to cooperate with our like-minded states in Eastern Europe. After all, social reformists and democratic governments have risen to power in many of our like-minded nations. There are already preliminary talks about the cooperation between our people's republics in our last summer's Middle Europa conference, and now the proposal has come to an actual treaty, mostly based on a draft by Polish statesman Gabriel Narowicz. This treaty of cooperation between people states, dubbed to the press as the Little Pact, would form our own economic area inside Middle Europa, which will pull together our influence into an organization on one hand and coordinate joint infrastructure and development projects on the other. Okay. If they accept, we'll all get... I mean, it's just good. Hey! And 80 political power! The moment was solemn as the Parliament passed a treaty of cooperation between people states into law as a testament of the people's revolutions and rise of liberty and democracy in Eastern Europe. While the organization is in infancy, and most deals of joint infrastructure projects is shared between border regions, there are many ideas. We'll eventually expand the treaty into a larger economic union. Absolutely. Let's negotiate with Galicia. Union with Stanislav. After lengthy negotiations, we have failed to secure ourselves the city of Lviv, but the Austrians have had a sense to cede at least the Stanislav region to the Ukrainian People's Republic. As a disappointing consolidation prize, they have promised to grant regional autonomy to Ukrainians inside their borders. Excellent! You know what? We didn't get Lvov. That went to Poland. That's still pretty good. I am happy to have this little region here. Okay. It's going magnificently. So what did this actually give us? It's given us 2 civilian factory. Is it core? Oh, it is as well. 2 civilian. Oh, no, that's 4 civilian and 3 military factories. That actually is pretty substantial. That's actually really, really good. It's a big boon to our industry here. Okay. So we're still at 40. I would like... We don't have enough points for another 80. We will get one in if we wait the 25 days. 2 naval dockyards, more resources, 2 civilian factories. Let's get you now. Because again, remember, all this has to be done within 202 days. We can't dilly-dally for too long. You don't have equipment for garrisons. Who are we garrisoning? This region. Oh, wait, there's actually an extra civilian factory here I didn't realize. But you are an occupied territory. I want you... Let's go local autonomy on you. Is that actually the best option? Negative 15%, negative 0.02, negative 35, negative 40. I think this is fine. We'll give them the autonomy. It doesn't really matter too much to me. Revising the Romanian or Ukrainian-Romanian border. After the annexation of Galicia and Lodomeria, we have taken control of the former Duchy of Bukovina. This territory has been traditionally governed by the Moldovan elite, though its demographics have shifted greatly during the past century. The southern parts are still strongly Romanian, and if a plebiscite is arranged, it would probably join Romania. Bucharest has asked us to allow a regional referendum in exchange for trade agreements to benefit us. So it is absolutely not. Thing is, Romania, I can't trust you. I know that there is a possibility for Romania to join the Reichspakt, but it's very rare. So I just can't allow it right now. When Russian politicians opposed to Boris Sanikov's rule and arrived in Ukraine, few thought much of it, at least at first. The exiles had mostly organized among themselves, seeking to shore up support against the evil residing in the Kremlin, and to warn the world about the dangers that the new Russia had posed. For that reason, there were relatively few comments about the country that they had just settled in, and those that existed seemed to be relatively good intentioned. However, as time went on, the remarks regarding the political history and developments of the People's Republic, while remaining benignly sounding, acquired a certain patronizing air. The Ukrainian parliament was simultaneously too weak to ensure a stable government, and had too much power for its own good. The lack of strong executive authority hampered necessary reforms. The land reform was too bold in its goals and too meek in its execution. The system of national personal autonomy was too labyrinthian and overbearing, but at the same time, not robust enough to defend the interests of the Russian population. The cultural policies and initiatives were too narrow-minded. Less emphasized in exiles laminated that the Republic was too beholden to the interests of the bourgeoisie, while more conservative ones criticized the defenseless against the delusions of socialism. The heartless, exploitative, all-pervasive German influence and apparently a lack of will to counter it were often mentioned too. I would like the 10 political power. Who the fuck are they to speak? For the first... come on now. Firstly, Secondly, I just got some more territory from Austria. Clearly, I know how to run a government. But I want better engines. You know what, actually, we do want better engines. I guess let's go for light aircraft designer. That sounds okay. Do I want to import more rubber? Then the answer is still, let's get closer to -8 before we think about maybe importing some rubber. Fuel refining is good. I'm actually going to go for fuel refining level 2 as well. And how are all of you guys doing? We're looking good. I want one more factory on rifles. I want one more on artillery. One more on trucks. One more on medium. 3 on close air. 3 on air anti-fighter. This seems to be the best for us. So we've gotten our plus 12 stability. We've gotten our plus 12 land reform. We're now at good for land reform. Excellent. Land reform goes up by 3. Effects are improved due to the European Center having a high influence. This will reset everybody to moderate. Okay. Social liberalism, social democracy. This is just 150 days. This actually would have been fantastic to have earlier. If only I had read all of the all of the focuses beforehand. I probably would have gotten this one a little bit faster. Yes, I want our own industrial revolution. For sure, for sure. We have 9 days until our loan comes in. That'll allow us to do another one of these 80s. I mean, actually, we do want the aluminum. So probably go for the hydroelectricity project. It'll take 350 days. Okay, that is fucking forever. We're not going to do that then. You are 90 days. Way more reasonable. The remaining campaign. Since our proclamation of independence, there have been a strong push aimed at the restoration of our cultural distinctiveness, meant to cast away the legacy of Russification and cultural suppression. As part of this push, suggestions have come from to change certain toponyms, the most prominent among them being a proposal to rename Kartoslav to Seshislav, to commemorate the famous Zaporizhzhia. Not much has come from these discussions, however, since the prospect of bureaucratic hurdles, opposition from the more conservatively minded circles, and general inertia of the Hetman administration had ensured this question would always be left for more appropriate times. It seems that the current times are more than appropriate. After the trials that Ukraine has endured recently, it seems perfect sense to make this symbolic gesture and yet again reaffirm our distinctive culture and historical identity. Okay, so a few cities will change their name. That is A-okay. 3 days left on you. Land reform score 70 days. And this will take everybody down a little bit, which I think's fine for now. Thanks for the rifles. I do appreciate it. Do you want... I mean, I would like some advice. We kind of want... There's so many things I do want. Which is kind of... That's kind of the point of the game, huh? We're going to take you. So this is going to be +4, +6. We got 10. We have 16 points coming in. It's going to get us to the 56 industrial score. I would like to at least get up to good. I understand we're probably not going to hit the 90 for the best modifier. And that's fine. What about the other stuff here, by the way? It's just the military tree. I think it's just the military tree stuff. I mean, there is, you know, +2 industry score here. So we got some naval dockyards, which could be okay. Mines actually in the Black Sea might also be all right. And maybe I want to go down here as well at some point. Well, I mean, we're going to do all of it. Dream come true. Russia been defeated in war. Okay, that's a future thing. New Sunrise. I'm assuming that's if we have gone socialist. Okay, we don't need to worry about that. I'm guessing this is if you elected the, what is it, the RDB? In the election, then you can go down that tree after the war. Okay, Greece has entered civil war. And actually, because of that, okay, I was going to say we actually want to intervene in this war because we do not want Greece to be socialist. That isn't necessarily true. Because unless Greece goes kingdom, if Greece goes kingdom, then they can join the Entente. But they're also fairly likely to join the Russians, which is not good. We don't want them to join Russia or the Internationale. So maybe the current situation is actually fine. Also, oh my god, you guys are doing... I guess they have military access to each other? That's fine. They actually don't even report. All these units are going to get killed off. Italy, I don't think Italy's even going to be a threat in the, I don't think Italy's going to be a threat in the Second Weltkrieg at all. Like, that actually is incredible news. That's really, really good for us. That that Italy's going to be basically inert and can't do anything. These guys will all get killed off. The Greeks of Ukraine. Descending from the Greek settlers who established a colony on Berezin Island in the 7th century BC, the small Greek minority in Ukraine has existed now for centuries. They've gathered some attention in the suburbs of Mariupol, where the number of Greek speakers in fact outnumber the number of Russian speakers, and where the Greek minority is most prominent. Few Greeks were fluent in their mother tongue until recently. Most Greeks attended Russian schools, only with a small percentage attending Ukrainian ones. But a decade ago, a Ukrainian language and culture institution were beginning to be promoted. A Greek language pedagogical school and agricultural school were open in Mariupol. Coinciding with the government's ongoing land reform program, the agricultural school has been greatly expanded. As for the pedagogical school, include other readings from perhaps the most famous Ukrainian Greek writer of the time, Gorgis Kasparov. Kostoprov's work, mostly written in Mariupol Greek, includes translations of famous Russian Ukrainian writers like Alexander Pushkin and Taras Shevchenko. The school has allowed the Greeks of Mariupol to become familiar with native Ukrainian and Russian culture while not forgetting their own. Thank you for the 15 political power. I do appreciate it. And I also appreciate all of you for sticking to the end of this episode. So if you enjoyed, thumbs up. Not enjoyed, thumbs down. You want to see more, subscribe, and goodbye.